So I'm Amy. I got a master's degree in statistics, and I do a lot of marketing analysis before. But I'm lack of programming skills, so I'm coming here to learn something really cool. And now I make something I really like it. Hope you like it. First of all, actually I'm using Airbnb a lot of time, so almost for 3 years. I think it's a very nice website. You can find some local place, and you can maybe have a very unique experience when you compare with that you renting like a hotel or something. So actually my data set have two parts. One is listings, so one is reviews. And the time period is basically just 2008 to 2015. So to discover the two part of data, first of all, I just map the listings so that you can get a visualization about what the listings in New York City. And you can see the red one is entire home or apartment, and the blue one is private room. And the shared room, actually, this part is really interesting because they are just together and like cluster there. So most of the in Manhattan and Brooklyn, and most of the room is entire home apartment. So when you can just select by your neighborhood and the room type or price. You have a lot of choice, and this will corresponding to your choice. This one just to give you a simple review about what the data looks like. So you can double click to zoom in. Sorry, just take some time. Sorry. And when you click on one location, you can get the basic information here. And I want to share you some interesting things here in this graph. When I play with the neighbor of reviews, I found people tend to leave reviews on a private room instead of entire home apartment. And the second thing is that people tend to leave really high ratings in each location. There barely no locations have very low ratings. So that's kind of interesting. We will gather this information to do more things at the review data set. So to know the listings by neighborhood, I plot this. This one is by count, so you can see the numbers there. If you want to see the percentage in each group, you can just basically change it. And if you think, this graph, I don't like a bar graph, you may make a change for yourself to see it's more clear. So the same conclusion comes here. Most of the room is in Manhattan, and I want Manhattan and Brooklyn, and most of the room is actually entire home or apartment. So this makes me a question. Because Airbnb, it says they are part of the shared economy, but actually people not share. They just rent the entire home or apartment out. They didn't share anything. So if I want to go by say by host, so when I figure out the top host, I found that most of them are not local. And actually, the most interesting thing is that if you see the first one and the fifth one, I don't think anyone would call them flake book or something. So I Googled it, and I found that flake book actually is an organization. They just renting a house based on Airbnb. So actually, this is really a big problem that New York hosts actually didn't pay any tax when they're renting. So Airbnb really have to face this challenge. And when you go by review, you can say I plotted the number of reviews by day. And I think this graph, I make some instructions here. You can play with it. You can like zoom in to say particular time, or you can just drag here. And if you think by day is too noisy, you may want to say by week, so you can see a better trend and a seasonal thing. But I want to go back because I highlighted some point here. You can see there is a 2 point named A. Actually, they are both January the 2nd, but in different year. So people tend to leave reviews after the holiday. So it makes sense. And if you go to this part, sorry, actually this one is Tuesday, I Google it, and this one is Thursday, and this one is Friday. So people tend to leave reviews based on the weekday. So based on that assumption, I make a graph here. If you plot by weekday, you will say people tend to leave reviews on Monday. And when it's Wednesday or Thursday, they don't leave any reviews anymore. So if I do any suggestions to Airbnb itself, I would suggest them to send an email, like remind people to leave a review on Monday or weekend. Do not send in any email during the weekdays because people will think you bother them. It's not good. And if you plot by months, it's pretty interesting. Even though you change the date range, it still has a trend. The February and the November actually is the lowest. So if you are a host, you may considering that February or November maybe there are not very few people would come to New York City, or maybe just think about to rent for long term. And the final part is actually my favorite because I always have a questions. It's not clear. Always have a questions because I saw very few negative reviews on Airbnb. So I do this. I put all the reviews in, do a text mining. You can see actually a lot of people just say great as frequency as they say stay. So next time people you go over reviews and this place is great. Do not trust them. Everybody says great, and you can say nice here, and comfortable, and pretty, perfect, good. So just go in detail of the reviews. Do not trust the word like it's really good or something. Do not trust them. I think about this several times. I was thinking maybe first of all there's 3 reasons there. First of all, is just people think it's awkward to leave a negative review, even though you run to the place and even you pay for it, but it's still awkward. And second of all, because the new system encourages both the reviewers, both the visitors and the hosts will leave reviews for each other. So if people would be afraid that the other side would leave a negative reviews if they leave a negative one. So third one, I think because I have a very nice experience using Airbnb, I think maybe people just have most of the people have a very nice experience using Airbnb. So they tend to leave a lot of positive reviews. And I think the word cloud is tell you more than that. Like if you're a host, you play with it, you say subway here, like you can see neighborhood and restaurant. So next time you recommend your place, just using this keyword to put it in because people really care about this keyword. And also the really funny thing I wanted to talk about is that when I do text mining, I find there are a lot of Chinese word and Japanese there. So I go over a little bit and I find people focus on different. Like American people really focus on this place really nice or comfortable. But Chinese people more focus on restaurant or location. And Japanese people really think about if this place is quiet and nice. So if I have got more chance, I may make a 3-word cloud based on different languages. So you can compare the differences. That's really interesting. So I would suggest you guys just play with it and get more information. That's all. Any questions? Any questions?
I find it interesting that there's nothing that's New York specific in any of the word cloud words.
Yeah.
Literally nothing. I think I said the word New York.
Yeah, like Manhattan, and there are a lot of typo there. So I think people tend to leave reviews in a hurry. They don't like really, and like the restaurant at it because the restaurant is not, people only spell it wrong, so it doesn't have it. And then Manhattan, Brooklyn is still there, I think because of location, a lot of the rooms is in Manhattan and Brooklyn. So,
is there anything to do with what
oh, it's a little hard because I got the data set, it's just all the reviews and time. It's not the rating. If I get a rating, maybe I can separate them. Yeah, I couldn't figure out which one is an active one, and there are almost 300,000 there. I couldn't figure one by one. So, and sometimes people, it's both negative and positive. So you couldn't figure out whether it's negative or positive.